Alright, so in this case I have just opened up Jet's guard, and the way that the person playing guard is going to defend any type of pass is going to be dependent on what the pass is and what they're trying to go for. So once somebody opens the guard, a lot of times we're going to start off, get into this combat base, just kind of protect, and you see that I'm trying to keep both my elbows on this side of his thighs if I can, if I'm going to go for a low pass, and I'm going to swim under, and I try to keep this one inside here so that I can get to the hip, and then stack, turn the corner, and go to this reverse switch base. So if Jet and I switch really quick, we should start to look at, okay, what are the things that he's giving me as he's going for that. So the first thing is, if he's trying to underhook here to try to control this, you see how he's holding very close to the knee right here? If he does this, I'm going to turn my hip down, pull my knee out, and re-come back into the guard. So when he tries to get that underhook deep, he's going to try to get his elbow very, very close to my hip, and then he's going to gable grip his hands together, right? And then he's going to try to keep that cinched down on my hip so I can't move my hip. Now he's going to stack me and turn the corner to look that off, right? So what I want to do here is, when he first opens his guard, the first thing that I'm going to be looking for is to break down, because he's swimming this arm out, right? I'm going to try to get a cross grip behind his tricep and bring him here. So now, if I wanted to, I could come up and I could start setting up a triangle, or I could pivot and I can get an arm bar from there, right? So because he's got that one arm out, then I've got these options. So if I go for this, right, but he knows he doesn't want that, he's going to pull his, you could do that too, yeah. So he's bringing the other arm back in, so now I don't have a path to that triangle, and I can still go for the arm bar, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So if I start to go for this, and I don't have it yet, he might bring his elbow to the inside there, right, so that it's down, that one's down, and then he can start to swim his arm under. So if I can't get this back out, because he's being very stubborn about it, he's not letting me get there, and he actually starts to get his elbow low, right, close to my hip, and he starts to stack. So now, you know, one thing I can do from here is I can start working and digging this foot in so that he's going to have trouble stacking in that direction, right? If he's really, really pressing and he's starting to stack me and I'm getting up on my shoulders, I could try to block his hip here, but a lot of times all he has to do is turn that hip down and he's going to go into that reverse switch base. So, you know, no technique is particularly perfect, but we should recognize where we are in these stages and plan our attacks accordingly. So the further along he is and the better control he has of this hip, the harder it is going to be for me to start to get that leg free and actually start working on this pass. Now, he could, when he goes to look that shoulder off, so you go and stack and you look it off, if he doesn't have good control, I can kind of press here sometimes, get up on my shoulder, and then I can swing my leg back out and come back to the guard. So what that looks like without Jet is he dumps me here, right, and I get my ass up in the air, right? I don't want him to smash my hips down and keep him down and be able to start working his way into that reverse switch based mount. So once I get here, I bring my knee to my nose, around, and sit. Right, one more time. So he starts to stack me and pin my shoulders to the ground. He comes up. I keep my hips up so that when he tries to look over and tries to drop his hips on top of my hips are too high for him to do that. And then I can just swing my leg out and come back to that guard position. So that's for our single leg pass.